This is kind of a crazy thing to say, but is Mbappe the best player ever with a professional brother?
If I see Semenyo coming at me, I'm terrified.
They're going to drop points, disappoint their people.
Welcome to another episode of Five-A-Side on beIN Sports, and we are heading into a very exciting international break. We are going into the last two matches of the CAF qualifiers in Africa, and there's a lot of very exciting storylines that we will be getting into. So I'm going to pose with y'all a few different true or false questions leading into this. Are y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
First up, we have Nigeria will turn it around and qualify directly for the World Cup. True or false?
Absolutely false. Absolutely false. Absolutely
Not even
false.
with the point reduction?
No, because South Africa has easy game. And so South Africa should win their games,
Yep.
which allows Nigeria to go in second. But first is they don't deserve it. They didn't have a good enough qualifying run.
Oof.
They don't. And so I don't think the answer is false.
Yeah, false for me. False for me. I think too little, too late. Got the 3 points closer. I don't think it's enough.
False, but you see what happened last time with them in international competition. They turned it around somehow.
They did. Final of AFCON, it's true.
For me, it's false. They're going to drop points, disappoint their people.
All right, moving on to the next one. Denis Bouanga of Gabon will finish as top scorer ahead of Mo Salah. True or false? He currently leads with one more goal than Mo.
This is tough because I think Mo is in a place where he needs to turn around. So I'm going to say false because I think that Salah is going to be looking for goals because of what has been happening with his form back at Liverpool.
Interesting.
And it's going to be tough to defeat a Salah that's looking to right his form.
I'm going with true. I think he's going to be the top scorer. He's top scorer right now in MLS. He's having the season of his life. He's the strike partner Aubameyang always wished he had. He finally has towards the end of his career. Shout out to him too, having a great season at Marseille, but I'm going true with Dennis.
Oh, Dennis, true, man.
I'm going with Dennis as well. He got Sonny playing with him, setting him up in the States.
Yep.
And then he got Aubameyang back home. You can't ask for more as a striker.
And lastly, DR Congo will beat out Senegal and finish top of their group. True or false?
I think false. I think while Congo has a very, very good squad and they brought in incredible players, and even seeing Wan-Bissaka signed for or switch over to Congo is
great
really,
to
really
see.
cool.
Yeah.
Great to see. I think the prestige that Senegal has had in recent years will, unfortunately for Congo, kind of win out. Football at the end of the day can sometimes just be about heritage and who has the history and the prestige to take them over the line. And I think in African football, Senegal is a giant that still is yet to be topped, and Congo isn't there yet.
Yeah, Senegal is expected to take that for sure.
Yeah, false. I'm going with Senegal as well.
I'm going true.
Hey, okay.
Senegal beat them last time in qualifying. I think Congo, after their performance in the last AFCON, is looking for revenge. And now's the time to do it. They're in form. I think they'll take it.
All right. And speaking of CAF, we got to talk about one of the best players in the Premier League right now. Your boy, Semenyo, who's been absolutely balling for AFC Bournemouth. Just bagged another brace. But how good is he right now in the Premier League? Is he legitimately the best player in the Premier League right now?
In current form, he gets into any team at the moment.
I agree.
You know, Kluivert even said he's world class, and that just comes down to consistency. But being able to beat your man at his stature, very quick feet. You know, very explosive guy. So no, he's always talked about his come up story. You know, the fact that even when he was coming up, you know, he was denied a lot. And it's showing now he's not being denied anymore.
Definitely not. I think, too, just what you spoke about, his explosiveness and shiftiness on the wing, to add that in with now an increased goal contribution, and especially in these big moments, I think it's taken him up a notch. I don't know if he's the best Premier League player right now, but if he continues at this current state, he could have a legit shot at Player of the Year in the Prem. So that's why I think about it.
I think Semenyo right now is undoubtedly the best African player on form. That's easy to say. Now, in terms of whether or not he's the best Prem player, I think in the recent weeks, the goals that he's scoring and the confidence that he has puts him up there. I think what's easy for me to say is that he's the most confident Premier League player right now.
Yeah.
That is something I think that's underrated and not spoken about enough. But we were talking about fear and fearing players earlier, and defenders fearing someone coming at them. If I see Semenyo coming at me, I'm terrified. And that's kind of how I feel right now. You can tell that he's someone on a mission, and for Ghana, it's an incredible person to have.
With Kudus on the other side, too.
Yes,
Whew, it's the team right there. And then speaking of a couple other great African players, Mohamed Salah and Achraf Hakimi finished very high in the Ballon d'Or rankings, but were unable to win it, which still has the 1994 Ballon d'Or won by George Weah, the only one won by a player from Africa. What do we think these guys have to do to win the Ballon d'Or? Do we think they actually can do it? And who can be the next one to take on that role from George Weah? What's your thoughts?
So this is an interesting year for African football because African players are uniquely positioned to have a major international tournament and then the World Cup, AFCON World Cup, which means that if an African player manages to do very well in AFCON and do very well in the World Cup, their ballot for winning Ballon d'Or should be weighed very heavily. A player like Salah or a player like Hakimi has the chance this year to win an unprecedented amount of trophies, whether it's with their league club teams or with their international teams. And I feel like the prestige that's not given to AFCON in recent years is slowly starting to catch up, and people are slowly starting to value the tournament more and more. If an African team manages to pull off what Morocco did in the World Cup last time and go all the way to the
semifinals. First ever African team to make the semifinal.
And then manages to win AFCON, I think on paper, had Hakimi had the season that he had then, and also done reasonably well in the Champions League, say semifinals, win Ligue 1, and win Coupe de France, Ballon d'Or, deserved Ballon d'Or. And I think if he doesn't win a Ballon d'Or with a season like that, or if Salah manages to win Premier League, do well in Champions League, win AFCON, do quarterfinals, semifinals in the World Cup, Ballon d'Or. And if they don't, then there's a conversation that needs to be had about how AFCON is looked at and how African players are looked at.
Ballon d'Or is obviously always going to be connected to Champions League ball. So for Salah, I think that's the only thing missing for him. Speaking about those two players.
Yep, and he's yet to win AFCON, even though Egypt has the most AFCONs. So, I mean, if he was able to get that and then lead the Ballon d'Or, you know, and we've been asking, like, how great does he rank in terms of African players all time? That would be the cherry on top for me.
The question, though, is why didn't Hakimi deserve to win a Ballon d'Or this year?
He's a defender.
Just because he's a defender, he doesn't deserve it?
He's not a... No, he's just not...
It's the voting.
He's not the person that the journalists are going to be like, this is the person that's the most exciting that people want to see on the poster.
But
he's the defender.
Hakimi is a defender that goes forward with blistering pace, scores
more.
goals,
I couldn't agree more.
gets in the middle.
He's not scoring 40 goals in a season.
That's fair, but I do think his play style as a defender, mixed with if he's able to do, who knows, a back.
I agree.
But listen, I'm saying how
defender with the best chance.
I'm more saying how he can win it. You know what I'm saying? If he does that, a back-to-back treble, which we've almost never seen, and then that similar win AFCON semis World Cup, you have to give it to him. And then speaking of Ballon d'Or candidates, Kylian Mbappe's little brother just scored an equalizing late goal against PSG for Lille. Kylian Mbappe himself was actually in attendance as well for this incredible moment, doing the same celebration as each other that apparently actually his little brother made playing FIFA way back in the day. So just thoughts on kind of that brotherly moment and maybe where these two brothers can rank all time in footballing brothers. You have the likes of the Thuram's right now. You have the Hazards, but what do we think about the Mbappe brothers?
Are you saying that Ethan created the Mbappe celebration?
He did.
Oh, wow.
He did it while they were playing, I think FIFA 17 is what Kylian had said.
It's fire.
Yeah. I like him giving the credit to the little brother because, you know, sometimes the older siblings don't like to give that credit. I appreciate that. As a little brother, I appreciate that.
As an older brother, I would have never told anyone.
You wouldn't have said that about France?
No, it's mine. It's my celebration.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what it shows, at least just from what it shows, is that there has been a little bit of a bit of negative energy around Ethan because he is the brother of such a famous player.
Yeah.
The whispers of nepotism, the whispers of do you deserve it, have always kind of been over his shoulder. He showed that he's one of the players that in Ligue 1 that can take it to PSG this season. He scored a goal against PSG.
In a big moment.
Not every... Like, how many players can say that went through Ligue 1 that they went and scored a goal against PSG? But even that is something that no one can take away from him.
And I'll say this is kind of a crazy thing to say, but is Mbappe the best player ever with a professional brother next to him? Off top, in at least the modern era, a player of that caliber, who, if we're thinking about all the records he's breaking, everything he's doing, to also have a pro brother, because Ronaldo doesn't have the brother, Messi, Maradona, Pele, all these guys, Xavi, Iniesta, etc. That's why I think all time, if Ethan has like a pretty solid career, that's a pretty crazy brother pairing.
Pound for pound, they could be one of the best brothers.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, for sure. Keeping it in Ligue 1, Ansu Fati with 2 more goals for AS Monaco. He now has 6 on the season after returning from injury, all the things that he's been through in the past. What are y'all thoughts on Ansu Fati coming back and looking this good?
For me, it just shows the importance of rehab.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've seen so many players rush to come back and play, get hurt again. We know of players right now, young players who are struggling in other leagues to come back because their teams are forcing them to get on the pitch before they're fully ready. So I think it's just a testament to Monaco and the whole system that they have over there, the healthcare system that they have at the team that's actually prioritizing the players' long-term wellness. And so I hope that a bunch of more teams will also adopt that mentality because we're seeing the fruits of that labor.
To finish things off, though, PSG is the kings of Europe at this current moment, and two of their largest challengers are having quite a difficult time right now. Liverpool, 3 straight games with losses. Barcelona, back-to-back losses, including a 4-1 demolition by Sevilla, which is something we definitely didn't expect. Who do you think of these two teams is more in trouble in terms of challenging PSG to take that crown?
It's got to be Barcelona.
I agree with you.
Liverpool is also down bad, but Barcelona with the injury problems that they're having,
Yeah.
the fact that they can't get their stadium together, the fact that they're trying to play games abroad and not focusing on what's going on at home. I think they're just really distracted. If they don't get it together quickly, I think it can be a very slippery slope.
Yeah.
But Liverpool is not safe either. A huge loss against Galatasaray a few weeks ago in the Champions League. Again, showing the strength of the Super League. So they're both in trouble. But Barcelona, I don't know.
Yeah.
They can fall apart really quickly.
I agree with you, and I think Barcelona's high line is getting exposed now more than ever. And I was talking about it last season, like you can't keep winning 5-4. That high line is just getting torched right now, and I just don't think sustainable. You add in the injuries, you add in how they look without Lamine and Rafinha, because they do not have the depth of the likes of Real Madrid and Spain. I think Barca's in more trouble. I go with Barca.
Playing that far up the pitch with injured players too is very intense on the body.
Yep.
Liverpool had a really good offseason.
Mm-hmm.
They bought a lot of people, so their system is built to last the whole season. So no.
That's all from us this week. You can catch Five Aside on beIN Sports, beIN Extra, and YouTube, and we'll catch y'all next week. Peace.